Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having a whiskey and diet, and I'll be reviewing Twist Me by SK Pryntz. Now, this is a book I received as an ARC, but of course I'm going to give my honest opinion. These are the tropes, and these are the content warnings. Now, I did get the author's permission to post these pages. Make sure to pay attention, pause to read, to make sure you're comfortable with what you're reading. Now, right off the bat, I'm giving this book 4 stars. This is going to be a dark, twisted book that is spicy, smutty, asylum romance. It's kind of wide choosy, but not really wide choosy, and I'll explain more at the end. But this book is just a roller coaster, and it has so many twists and turns. You don't know what's going on half the time, but you're along for the ride, and it's a good ride. So what's this book about? Well, this book is about an asylum that has these 3 patients who are triplets, and they're essentially running the madhouse, as it were, or at least they're in control of the patients and what's going on. It's basically their playground. You have Goliath, who's the top dog. You have his brother Judas and his other brother Pharaoh, who are basically his enforcers. And like I said, this is their playground, and they're kind of getting bored with their toys, as it were. And then you have Ezilio, who just walks in and catches Goliath's eye, and he's like, this is a new toy of mine. I want to play with her, and I'm going to do what I want with her. Thing is, she's nobody's toy, doesn't want to be his toy, but that just makes him more and more interested. The reason why she's trying not to get involved with him is she's an undercover cop who has been sent into the facility to try and track down why patients are disappearing and then turning up unalived later. There's no clues, nothing to lead to who the unaliver is. They don't know if it's a patient, a guard, or a doctor. They have nothing. So this whole time, she's trying to track down clues to who could be doing this to the patients while trying to not give in to the advances of Goliath, but he is very persuasive. So is his brothers, and it leads to some spicy, intense moments. But it's not just Goliath and his brother's eyes who she's caught. She's also caught the eye of someone else. And if she's not careful, she could be the next patient who turns up unalived. So what are my thoughts on this book? Well, again, I'm giving it 4 stars. It was a dark, twisted roller coaster of emotions. It was intense and fast-paced, and I just could not put it down. It was also dirty and smutty, and I loved it, especially that carnival scene. I am not going to forget that carnival scene anytime soon. Wait till you read it. Now, I will say this book is being marketed as Why Choose E. So if you're looking for what a typical, or at least I would associate a typical Why Choose, you have multiple partners who are focusing on building a relationship with a main individual. That's not this book. You definitely have the female main character building a relationship with Goliath, the eldest brother, and she has interactions and spicy scenes with the brothers, but she is not building a relationship with them. So that is just for intensity and spiciness, and I was all for it. But keep that in mind. If that's not something you're interested in, that's okay. I will also say Goliath has a dirty, dirty mouth, and oh my God, the things that come out of him and his brother's mouth, but definitely Goliath. That was just, if you like dirty talk, he is the one for you. I will also point out the height difference between these two is ridiculous. She's 4'11", they're 7 feet tall. He jokes at one point that he just has to get a little bit on his tippy toes, and she's perfect level for fun time. So she's definitely a toy to be thrown around, even though she doesn't want to be a toy sometimes. But this is a dark, twisted book that I really did enjoy. It does leave on a cliffhanger, so keep that in mind. But I'm really excited to see what happens with the next book. I think it's going to focus on a different or one of the brothers. I think it's Pharaoh based on how this one ended. And I don't know what she's going to do to top this book. I don't know what's going on in her mind, but I'm all for it. It is dark and twisted, and I love it. Now, this book, Twist Me, will be available February 14th, so in just a couple days. Make sure to give it a download. You will not regret it. I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.